The following program is a Town of Colony television production of the William K. Sanford Town Library.
Hello, my name is Diane LaCivita, and I'm the Executive Director of the International Center. And welcome to another episode of Thinking Globally. I'm very honored. We're going to have two different segments in this month's show. And the first one is with Veysel Ucan from the Turkish Cultural Center in Albany. And it's really a pleasure. I've known Veysel for several years now, and I consider him a dear friend and a tremendous resource to the international community here in the Capital Region. So Veysel, hello and thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you, Diane.
Yeah. I'm hoping you can tell the audience about the Turkish Cultural Center.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'm the director of Turkish Cultural Center, which is located in Menens. It was established in 2009, and we have our own building in Menens on Broadway. Turkish Cultural Center is a non-profit, non-governmental organization promoting peace and understanding, trying to bring people of different cultures together. So it's been 5 years since we started, and day by day it's growing gradually. Every year we have new friends, new people coming to our center to learn more about Turkish culture and experience the Turkish hospitality.
That's great. Happy anniversary. 5 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
So you're originally from Turkey?
Yes, I was born in Turkey. I grew up in Istanbul. Istanbul is a city located in Europe and Asia. I came to the United States 13 years ago. I lived in New York City for a while, and then I came to Albany.
Big difference between New York and Albany.
Yes, I like it both.
That's great. Now I'm wondering, what's the size of the Turkish population in the Capital Region?
We don't know the exact number, but if I can guess, I believe there's like 1,000 Turkish people, nearly 1,000 Turkish Americans living in the Capital Region.
And is that a particular demographic group? Is it students? Is it families?
There are professionals like professors, engineers who have come to this area like 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But also every year we have new students coming to study at RPI or U Albany. And there's also pizzeria owners, Turkish owned pizzeria stores.
Okay.
And there's construction people, there's families who do construction job as well, and mostly professionals and students.
Now, about the Turkish Cultural Center, can you tell us about what programming is offered, and is that program offered to the general public, somebody who might not be Turkish?
Yes. As I said, we would like to bring people together from different cultures for better understanding. So we organize interfaith, intercultural events. We invite our neighbors, our friends, our colleagues. The center is open to everybody, and like twice a month we organize events, and everyone is invited to attend. It's a place where people can start building new friendship and long-lasting friendship. And we have cultural classes, cultural events. We have Turkish language classes that is attended by like 15 non-Turkish American friends. And we have Turkish cooking classes with the International Center. We organize one Turkish cooking class at the Celtic Hall in the past, and also we do continue organizing Turkish cooking classes at our center. And our events are open to all. Everyone is welcome to come and join us.
I've gone to several events at the Turkish Cultural Center, and I have to commend you for how hospitable yourself and your members are. I brought my women's group there, and we had a wonderful meal. And then we did a particular type of artwork, and I know I'm going to pronounce it incorrectly.
Ebru.
Ebru?
Ebru. It's called Ebru, or in English, water marbling. It's a unique art that's started in Turkey, I believe. They put a special oil on top of in the water, and then they make shapes in the oil, and then they put paper on top of it. So it's one of the nicest art in Turkish culture, very famous. They cover books with Ebru art images, and they put frames in the offices, homes. So it's very famous, very much common art, water marbling, Ebru.
We each had an opportunity to do this. It was so much fun. I felt like I was back in Girl Scouts or something with a craft project. And we all left with our pieces, our masterpieces. So that, those types of activities, the language class, I know several people who are taking the Turkish language and are thoroughly enjoying themselves.
Yeah, in every activity we try to introduce one part of Turkish culture. For example, in the last meeting when Turkish Women Club organized Women's Coffee Night, in every event they have different topic, different subject to introduce about Turkey, Turkish culture, and the attendees are enjoying learning more about different cultures, and once they come to our center, they mention about their experiences to their friends, and this is how we improve our friendship and our building friendship.
Would you talk about your friendship dinner? You do that each year.
Yeah, other than like a monthly event at our center where we invite people from different religions, different cultures to get together and learn about each other's and experience different culture. We also organize an annual friendship dinner and award ceremony at usually Hilton Albany Hotel, where we invite religious leaders, community leaders, legislators, educators, and businessmen from different backgrounds, different cultures, and we present peace awards in the area of education, interfaith, philanthropy. So it has been a successful event in the past, and we send out emails and invitations, and so far it will be the 5th annual friendship dinner this year. This year it will be in October. It's important that people from different religions come together and listen to each other and see and realize that we have so much commonalities than the differences we have. So that's one of our signature event, and as I said, we promote peace and understanding, and we give peace awards to those individuals who promote peace and understanding in the capital region.
Yeah. Another event that I went to that you sponsored was your Ramadan dinner.
Yes.
And I have to be honest, it was very enlightening for me to go. If you don't mind explaining what those dinners are and when you offer them and why you offer them.
Okay, thank you. Ramadan is a month that Muslims are fasting from sunrise to sunset, and it's a month that Muslims do many become most generous. So it's a tradition in Muslim culture, let's say, or Muslim religion in Islam, that you share the meal with your friends, with others. So we open our center for the Ramadan dinners on weekends, and Turkish families who usually every day is sponsored by 2 or 3 families. They either they bring the food, or they pay for the food, and they invite everybody. So it's a month that everyone gets together in our culture, and especially you don't eat anything during the day, and you are hungry, and you are waiting to break your fast, and it's so much enjoyable event. And as I said, families are voluntarily sponsoring those dinners, and they invite their neighbors, friends, and colleagues, and we also send out emails to our email list. And but other than that, the Turkish families also, they like to open their homes to Americans or anyone who would like to experience a Ramadan dinner. So we match those families with our friends who like to experience a Ramadan dinner. In Ramadan, also we host dinners at the Interfaith Center in the university at Albany. Also, we visit local synagogue, church, and temples. Last year, we brought Ramadan dinner to a Buddhist temple, and a Roman Catholic church. So this year we would like to continue offering Ramadan dinners at the different locations as well, at the universities, at the church, and on weekends we have Ramadan dinners available at our center, where everyone is invited to welcome to join and enjoy. So since it's a month of generosity, we usually don't spend, as a center, don't spend very much. All the dinners during the month of Ramadan are sponsored by Turkish American Muslim families.
Wow, that's very generous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about your newsletter and sending out emails. Are you a membership organization? Do people have to take out a membership to get that newsletter? Or how can somebody find out a little bit more about?
Turkish Cultural Center is a non-membership organization. We don't have membership dues. Everyone is welcome to attend. We have our website, which is tccalbany.org.
Okay.
And we send out emails to those who are interested in learning about our events. So if anyone is interested to join our emailing list, they can sign up at our website at www.tccalbany.org. And our events are usually free, and people are welcome to make donations. Yes.
So you have a lot going on. You have a great building in Manans, real close. You are open to the public. So if I was driving down on Broadway, can I stop in, or do you have certain hours you're open?
Yes. I work full-time at the center, so I'm usually there most of the time. You are welcome to attend, and the best way to know about our events is to signing up our emailing list so that we can inform you and send you invitations. We have upcoming events in April and May. This month, in April 14th, we will have a lecture in collaboration with the Interfaith Center. We organize a lecture at the University at Albany about a Muslim's perspective on religious extremism and terrorism. We have invited a guest speaker from New York City, from Peace Islands Institute, who's gonna give a 1-hour talk on the world's one of the biggest problem, terrorism, how Muslims are approaching, what do they think about these brutal acts. So we thought it was important as a Muslim to speak up and to condemn those terrorist acts. So we will be organizing that, and we are expecting a great turnout. And other than that, on April 23rd at Siena College, we are organizing a film screening in collaboration with International Center for the Capital Region. The name of the film movie is called Love is a Verb. It's a documentary about one of the most prominent Muslim scholar, Turkish Muslim scholar named Fethullah Gülen, who has been living in the United States for more than 10 years. And he has been influencing millions of people from all over the world to promote peace and understanding, and to do community work for the humanity. And so these are the events in April. We will also have Turkish brunch. Every other month we organize Turkish brunch, where we have lunch together with our neighbors and friends again. It's going to be on April 26th, Sunday, and we invite guest speakers from the region. And this time we will have the executive director of Interfaith Center, Miss Dana Kursafili. She's going to talk about the interfaith events and the mission of Interfaith Center, and the importance of interfaith dialogue in our times. So these are the events, and in May we are planning to do a law enforcement appreciation dinner. So you see, it's not just the events are not just related to our culture and our faith. We also try to give back to the community and do something for the not only the Turkish community but the greater community. And so we will be organizing educators appreciation dinner and law enforcement appreciation dinner. And during the summer we plan to organize 2 different picnics, friendship picnics, where everyone can come and have fun and enjoy the Turkish hospitality and the friendship. So these are the events that coming up.
So you have a lot going on.
Yeah, we try to keep up busy. We try to keep up ourselves busy and try to build friendship, and it is important.
And you're doing a tremendous job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So one more time on that email or website to get on your email list.
Yeah, at www.tccolbany.org.
All right. Would you like to add anything?
Thank you. It's been my pleasure to be here. It's always great to have friends like you who are welcoming and who are encouraging us to keep up doing the good work. And I have been enjoying working together with many of American friends to promote peace and understanding, and we have seen great people welcoming newcomers, the foreigners. So it is important to open your hearts to everybody. It's important to get together so that we can know each other and we start loving each other. We start working together, and this will make our world is a better world.
I would agree. Veysel, Ucan, thank you so much. And I would highly recommend checking out the Turkish Cultural Center. They have a lot going on. It's a wonderful group, and it's a tremendous resource that we have here in the Capital Region. All right. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Welcome back. And thank you again for joining us for this episode of Thinking Globally. You know, in the position I have with the International Center of the Capital Region, I always have this wonderful, wonderful opportunity to meet really incredible people throughout the Capital Region, really throughout the world. And so our next guest, Nicole Levy, is an artist, and she does incredible different types of medium, and I'll let her explain that. But she is now working with the International Center collaboratively to offer some upcoming workshops and things that we think will build upon, so it will be a constant program opportunity here at the International Center. So I would very much like to welcome Nicole Levy to the set, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Diane, for having me.
Now, if you don't mind, talk about maybe a little bit about your background and how you got to be where you are currently and the different types of mediums that you use.
It's all started a few years ago, probably about 6. I had seen a piece of mixed media collage, and I was just so strongly drawn to it and intrigued about how to even make something like that. And I started investigating, and I was able to find a class locally, and I signed up immediately, and I haven't looked back. I have just been taking class after class and just learning as much as I can, and I'm really eager to now share that knowledge with others.
Now, were you an artist 6 years ago?
No. So I'm actually, my background is in marketing and business, and I was just looking for something to break up the monotony of the day-to-day, and have found so much meaning through mixed media collage.
Now, can you show us an example of mixed media?
Sure. And mixed media is a really interesting form. forum because it can include anything from paper to paint to fabric to any found item. So it's not just drawing, or it's not just paint on canvas. It can really include anything. And so this is one of the pieces that I brought with me today.
Now, is that covered with something? So you come up with a theme? Is that what someone would do? So this says breathe. So
Right. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I really just let the intuition and the process and I just go with that instead of coming up with a theme, and then it just sort of falls into place for me.
And is it covered? Is it shellacked? Or how do you finish your pieces?
Right, so the glues and the mediums that I use are professional archival quality, so they really stand up to the test of time and keep everything glued down to the canvas.
You know what's so interesting about your art is it draws the person in. So when I've seen your exhibits, I always, okay, what does that say? And what are those
Right.
words? And then you start trying to analyze, okay, so she's incorporated lace or the color purple and so
Right.
forth. It's really thought-provoking what you create.
Well, thank you. I do. One of the ways I do describe my artwork is meaningful. I'm just not someone that creates something just to create a piece of artwork. It really has to have a meaning behind it. And I think that's important to have in our day-to-day lives, is meaning.
Now this is on a canvas. Do you often use canvas for collage?
I do. I use canvas and sometimes flat canvas because with mixed media collage, sometimes you really beat the canvas up. You can abuse it a little bit. And on a flatter surface, a hard surface, it's easier to do that when you're stamping and rubbing and using a lot of layers of glues.
How many layers do you think is on that piece?
There's probably about 4, maybe 5 layers. Yeah, you wouldn't really notice it looking at it because it still seems pretty flat. But I typically start with a little bit of paint, add some paper, do another layer of paint, add another layer of paper. There's fabric, there's doilies in here.
Cartoons is this, or is this wallpaper?
Maps.
Oh, maps.
I love
Okay.
maps, yeah. But wallpaper is great to use. Tissue paper I use a lot. Really any kind of paper, even things I get in the mail sometimes that has a nice print on it. I'm saving that. I put it in my little stash.
You don't mind that mail then?
No, I look at everything.
So this is a collage. Now,
Yes.
what would this be called behind you?
So this is a vision board.
All
And so a
right.
vision board is different than mixed media collage in that it's really just paint or paper and glue. And the intent of a vision board is to really think about where you're going next in your life. So if you're looking for a career change, or if you're looking for something new in your life, or even if you're just feeling plain old stuck and don't really know where to go next, a vision board is a great thing to help you envision just that. And so the process typically entails sitting down with a stack of magazines, and I think a lot of us have, a stack of magazines around the house. And it really becomes about an intuitive process in not overthinking it and going through those magazines and just tearing out what feels right, what you're drawn to, just instinctively. And then looking at that and kind of whittling it down and playing with that on a board like this. And oftentimes when you're done, it has a theme, whether you intended for it to or not. And what's interesting is the women that have taken the class will come back to me and say, I don't know why I put that picture on my vision board, but you're not going to believe this. It has become symbolic in this way. And so it really starts to manifest in their day-to-day lives.
That's neat. Now, one of the workshops you'll be offering the International Center
Yes.
is a vision board workshop.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So it's called Empowering Ourselves, and it's through the art of vision boards. And so we'll be doing just that, taking those stacks of magazines. I like to start too with a little meditation, something quick to just kind of stop that that monkey talk in the head, that chatter and, all the day-to-day things that we have to do, that endless to-do list, and just quiet all of that down and really kind of reconnect with ourselves. And so when you do this, you're able to, think about, what you want to do in a more meaningful way and connect with your higher self. And it's amazing when you take the time to do that, what your intuition will tell you and what you'll see. And over time, even 6 months to a year, when I look back at old vision boards, I just liked a pretty picture and I put it down, but it's become something that means a whole lot more.
I envision this to be very therapeutic. I'm planning on taking your course.
Good.
So I see, you'll give us magazines or other things, I would assume.
Magazines, just again, things that you find, there could be a little saying on a piece of, mail that you get. If you're holding on to little pieces of paper like that, they just seem to be calling to you and you're just not sure why, but you can't let go of it either, bring it. Because it probably has a place on your vision board.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to working with you. The International Center is really thrilled to have such a resource as Nicole Levy.
Thank you.
Coming on board to help us. I think art is just a tremendous way of looking at the world, looking at culture, really looking at self-identity and vision, what you hope for in the future.
Right.
Nicole, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so. I'm very excited to, teach this form of art to other women and to make those connections and to see people blossom and grow.
Now, men can come?
Oh, yes. Men can certainly come. Typically, my target audience is women, but that doesn't mean that men are excluded in any way.
Open to everyone.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
So if you'd like some more information on some of Nicole's upcoming workshops with the International Center, check out our website, www.iccralbany.org. And Nicole, do you have a website you'd like to share?
Yes, it's www.farmtablestudio.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you. I want to thank you for watching this episode of Thinking Globally. From the International Center of the Capital Region and the town of Colony, thank you, and we look forward to seeing you next month.